3 sectors that can benefit from a weak rupee and 3 sectors that won't. This is exactly what we are going to discuss in this video. The rupee is still trading at 81 rupees to the US dollar, and experts over here agree that rupee will continue to remain in the 80s even for the larger part of 2023. And hence, in this discussion, let us look at 3 sectors that can benefit out of this weak rupee and 3 sectors that can be negatively impacted out of it. So let's begin the discussion by hitting the like button. So when we discuss about the sectors that can stand to benefit out of a weak rupee, the immediate name that comes to the mind is IT sector. Large IT companies are major beneficiaries of falling rupee because a large proportion of their clients pay in dollars. In fact, every 100 basis point or 1% fall in the rupee adds to 30 basis point or 0.3% to the operating margin of these companies. So the broader and the more direct takeaway over here is their earnings tend to go up as the rupee depreciates. However, smaller IT firms who have a large percentage of domestic clients, that is clients located in India, may not see the same benefits. Second sector that stands to gain out of a depreciating rupee is Pharma sector. Data from IBEF or India Brand Equity Foundation says that Indian pharma exported pharma products worth US $24.62 billion during the period of 21-22. In fact, if I look at period from April 2022 to September 2022, Indian pharma exported drugs and pharmaceuticals worth $12.7 billion and exports of medicinal and pharmaceutical products was around $4.06 billion. And before we move on to our next theme, if you are liking such sectoral discussions, then you can consider subscribing to the Kotak Cherry channel for more such regular content in and around investing. Now, as part of the sectors that stand to benefit out of a weak rupee, the third sector in this discussion is that of garments. The Ministry of Textiles said that India recorded its highest ever textiles and apparels export at $44.4 billion in FY22. A falling rupee works in the favor of Indian textile manufacturers who are exporting outside. However, there have been media reports that are saying that buyers have asked Indian companies to sell them inventories at pre-COVID levels. So this is something we as investors should keep in our mind. Now in the second half of the discussion, let us look at 3 sectors that can be negatively impacted by a weak rupee, starting with oil and gas. One significant point to note over here is India imports over 80% of its oil requirement. Rising oil prices coupled with weakening rupee can negatively impact oil and gas companies in India. Second sector that can be negatively impacted by a weakening rupee is aviation. The most important input for an aviation company is what? Jet fuel, which is priced in dollars. So natural understanding over here is a weakening rupee will mean they will have to shell out more money for same quantity of fuel. And at the same time, if the oil prices start rising too, it can be a double whammy for these companies. Apart from the fuel prices, they also have to pay in dollars for the aircraft, maintenance and expat pilot salaries. And all these factors can very well weigh negatively for airline companies. The third sector in this discussion that can be on the receiving end of a weakening rupee is FMCG. India is the largest importer of palm oil in the world and FMCG companies have to pay for same in dollars. Why is palm oil imported so much? Palm oil is used as raw material in large number of FMCG products ranging from processed food to cosmetics. In fact, in October, palm oil prices were at the lowest level since June 2021. But yet companies didn't pass on the benefits to the consumer because prices of other raw materials were still high. While in this video we have spoken about the depreciating rupee and how certain companies can either stand to benefit or can be negatively impacted, there is other theme that is ongoing, that is of wedding season. There are certain sectors that stand to benefit out of the strong wedding season. These sectors are covered in this video. So this is one discussion that you should definitely not miss after this one.